So it is a lot cooler today. Actually, I had to wear a sweater when I went over to the store this morning to get my creamer. And creamer's on sale, just letting you know, for $3 for one of the pints. So I got two of them. So it was pretty tight. This morning, I actually had to go over to Canadian Tire and get a can of cat food because I ran out completely, and my cat doesn't seem to he gets bored with certain food, so I had bought sardines in the tin, and normally he absolutely loves it. Well, today he's kind of like turning up his nose. So this morning I had to go over and get a can of the salmon, the canned cat food, and so I did that. Now normally it's 80 cents. Today was 99 plus cents. So it cost me $1. I think she said $1.12, something like that. I can't remember, but for one tin of cat food. So I think what I'm going to do is I have some liver. And I did ask the lady, and she has a cat, and she says, I said, can you feed a cat liver? And she says, yeah, we feed our cat like chicken livers and things like that all the time. So I'm going to see. It's beef liver that I bought because I was low on iron. And when I'm low on iron, the dark circles under my eyes come out. So I was going to up my level of iron through my diet. So the cat's going to have to share that with me. But I'm not done reading this book. I love this book. I was reading it last night before I went to bed. And the reason that I'm really interested in it now is because it's talking about disease and the fact that I have skin cancer. I've had carcinomas and melanomas, and I've had strokes. I had 3 strokes, and I've had actually 2 strokes, and I've had a heart attack. I've had a lot of health issues in the past 8 years, and I'm doing well, and I'd like to keep it that way. But it's talking about disease in here, and it's talking about how strong the mind is, and the scientists have proven that the mind can heal the body, and I'm a strong believer in that mind, body, and spirit. And so, I'm dealing with a lot of these issues right now, especially with the skin cancer. In the summertime, the skin cancers come out a lot. They just magnify. I've got a couple on my toes that are starting to crust, that are getting worrisome, and they're not adapting to the treatment that I normally use, so I'm going to do a little bit more aggressive treatment tonight with the dandelion root and the iodine and the baking soda, and wrap it. So it's on just one toe, and it's a black spot that has started, and I'm really concerned about it. I certainly don't want to lose my mobility now that I got it back. So mind, body, and spirit. So I was talking about this Kathy Goodman, and she told her personal story in this book. And she says she was diagnosed with breast cancer, and she believed in her heart, and a very strong faith woman, and she believed that she was already healed, right? And so every day she would say, thank you for my healing. And on and on and on she went. And she said, thank you for my healing. I believed in my heart I was healed. I saw myself as if cancer was never in my body, okay? I'm not suggesting you do this. I'm just reading the book. So one of the things that she did to heal herself was to watch funny movies, and she watched them all the time. She would just laugh and laugh and laugh. And this I totally vehemently agree with, okay? So she says, we can't afford to put any stress in my life because we know that stress is one of the worst things you can do if you're trying to heal yourself from any disease, okay? So from the time she was diagnosed to the time she was healed was about 3 months. And she didn't have any chemo or radiation therapy at all. Sorry, the cat wants to go in the house. Okay, so it talks about the fact that her healing journey, it was the power of gratitude to heal, the power of faith to receive, and the power of laughter and joy to dissolve disease in your body. And it's scientifically proven that the body will regenerate itself in a certain amount of time. I mean, your whole body, all your body cells will regenerate, and they will form new cells every, I think it's 365 days. I mean, I did videos years ago about that. And your skin regenerates. You have a cut, it'll regenerate. If you have I mean, even the liver can regenerate itself, and that's been proven, right? So you can give a portion of your liver to someone who is diagnosed with liver disease, and your portion that you gave will literally grow back. And I have a friend who actually donated a portion of, I think it was his liver, to his sister. And it's a healing journey that was very successful. So, so yeah, your body will literally heal itself. Okay, so then there's this Norman fella, Norman Cousins, and this is on page 129 in the book The Secret. Okay, and Norman said he was diagnosed with an incurable disease, and the doctors told him he only had a few months to live. So he decided to heal himself. So for 3 months, all he did was watch funny movies, and he laughed and he laughed and he laughed. Okay, and the disease left his body in those 3 months. And the doctors proclaimed his recovery to be a miracle. So it talks about laughter really, truly being the best medicine. It's called self-healing. Dr. Ben Johnson. Yeah, so Dr. Ben Johnson, he says, we all come with a built-in basic program called self-healing. You get a wound and it grows back together. You all know that. This is so true, right? You get a bacterial infection. The cat's coming out. He's coming out again. Okay, he had to get a snack. He's got his little chair right there, see? Anyway, so if you get a bacterial infection, the immune system comes, the T cells come. If you have an illness, the T cells come, killer cells, and they will get rid of whatever infection has invaded your body. Now, sometimes they need added help, and so you get an antibacterial medication, right? So that type of thing. But the immune system will take care of those bacteria and will heal it up. So the immune system is made to literally heal itself, okay? And another fellow in here, Dr. John Hagelin, and he's a doctor, so he knows what the hell he's talking about. And he says that parts of our body are literally replaced every single day. And other parts might take a few months. Other parts take a couple of years, okay? But within a few years, we each have a brand new physical body. It's true, and I know. I am such a believer in this, and I have proven it time and time again. I mean, if you've seen what I looked like 8 years ago, I'm a completely different person. I mean, even my body systems are working better. I don't have body odor, which I believe it comes from what we're ingesting, what we're putting into our body. Yeah, our body is going to give off the toxins through sweat. My sweat, it don't smell. And that's no word of a lie. That is no word of a lie. I do not use underarm deodorant. I don't use shampoo. I don't shampoo with sulfates. I don't use hair dye. Underarm deodorant, I make my own, and I'm seriously, it lasts like all day and all night into the next day, right? And it costs me a minute amount. So you can go out and buy these underarm deodorants that are full of toxins, but they smell pretty. So you're going to smell great when you're 6 feet under. So just be aware of that, but each to their own, right? So I detoxed my body, and I detoxed from all the chemicals that were in the foods I ate, chemicals that were in the makeup I used, things like that, right? So, look at your own systems and see what's your body saying to you. My eyes, I was having a hard time with my eyes. They were yellow. My diet was horrible. I was eating a lot of trans fats, loaded up with sugars. Like, when you're low budget and you don't have anything else in the cupboard, but a pastry costs like 50 cents, right, at a bakery, right? So what do? You have the pastry, right? So I stopped that. No more. But just recently I've been going back on that little binge, and I had a thing about, I was addicted to peanuts. So I would go to the dollar store, and you can get it for like $3 for a big bag, and it lasts for a long time, so it's a good snack, I thought, right? Well, peanuts are loaded with lectins, and so lectins will give you leaky gut, and I experienced that, I really did, for a short period of time. But I've noticed that lately when I eat peanuts, if I eat a certain amount, I'm okay. If I go over that, if I eat like a cup of peanuts, I'm going to have leaky gut. And my body tells me when it's got issues. Trust me, it tells me. And in not too very obscure ways, it will literally tell me what is wrong and what I'm doing wrong, right? So if any of you have ever had leaky gut, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's more than a smear, trust me. When you go to the bathroom and you eliminate, you will have more of a smear. A healthy body, you don't really even need toilet paper if you have a healthy body. You know what I mean? Your elimination process will be so squeaky clean, and I've had it literally where it's like what am I wiping? There's like nothing here, right? So you can't get any more in your face than this, and telling it as blunt as it is, and it's the truth. Your body is meant to heal itself. So science has proven, and it's proven, look it up. So your entire body will replace its cells within a few years, right? So, even the fact that I had skin cancer, and I had a lesion on my breast that formed, and I literally got rid of it using a holistic method. And I did show you that on a video, but I'm going to show you where it was. So if you can see that, there's like nothing there. There's nothing there. The skin is smooth, and that's where the lesion was. There's a little bit of a bruise, but that's it. So there was no cutting, there was no chemo, there was no radiation. There was apple cider vinegar, baking soda, and dandelion root, stem, and flour made into a paste. That's it. And that's no word of a lie. And a Band-Aid put right on top of it so no air got to it. And it crusted and it fell off, and that's all there is. And I did have a melanoma on my forehead. That the same thing happened. I went into the cancer clinic and they checked it, and it was indeed a melanoma. And I treated it the same way. In fact, the doctor asked me how I got rid of it, and I told him, and he wrote it down in my file. So there's no horse crud coming out here, right? So I'm a strong believer in that. So then it talks about focusing on your health, focusing on your if you're constantly thinking about it, if you're constantly thinking negative thoughts, okay? It says illness cannot exist in a body that has harmonious thoughts. So if you think about perfection, right, you observe perfection, you have to ask the universe for that. You have to say it, you have to speak about it, right? So when you're thinking negative thoughts all the time, and you're constantly complaining and thinking how bad my life is, and I'm unhealthy, and I'm hungry, and I don't have this, and my body's not strong enough to heal, well, then your body's going to hear you, and your body's going to say, okay, well, we're weak, and I'm not able to heal this person, right? So those type of things. Your body listens to you, just like you should be listening to your body. Oh, here, this is a good one because I'm getting old, right? I'm going to be, I'm part of the elder generation now. So it talks about, you can see that beliefs about aging are all in your mind, right? Well, for some people, maybe. Anyway, science explains that you have a brand new body. You can have a brand new body in a very short time. So aging is called limited thinking, okay? Aging is limited thinking. So release those thoughts from your consciousness and know that your body is only months old, no matter how many birthdays you have had. That sounds good. Yeah. Or you've chalked it up in your mind thinking, oh, I feel so old, I feel so horrible today, right? So it talks about celebrating your birthday and celebrating the fact that you are elevating to a new level in your life. You are becoming a new person. So you can think your way to the perfect state of health, the perfect body, the perfect weight, and eternal youth. Well, I'm kind of shaky on that one because I had to put the effort in, right? If you don't put the effort, you can think it, but you still have to do the actions. You can't, say I'm going to be in perfect health and then smoke like 20 packs a day, right? Or 3 packs a day. And this is true, right? Especially if you're a senior. So one of the things that you usually do as you get older is you talk about your illness. Oh, my back is so sore today. Oh, my memory is getting so bad. Those type of things, right? And, you know, you talk about it all the time. That's because you're thinking about it all the time. So you're just verbalizing your thoughts, right? And it's saying, if you're feeling ill, okay, stop dwelling on it. Do something to fix it. Put in the effort, right? Unless, you know, you want more of that. Maybe you want a week off work, whatever, you know, if you're at that age. So I don't... I have met, I do know a lady who's dealing with cancer, and she's a very positive woman. So she thinks about her life positively, and she is strong in her faith, and she believes that her body can heal her. And I find that she is faring quite well. She's faring quite well. So I really do believe that stress creates illness, and it antagonizes illness. I really truly believe that. And if you're in a situation or an environment where people are constantly inundated with stress, or putting you down, or speaking rough to you, or speaking bad to you, okay, that creates stress. So your environment, the people you hang out with, the food you eat, the way you treat yourself, if you disrespect yourself. And I did that for years because I smoked for 47 years, right? And I did my fair share of drinking. So I disrespected my body in a lot of ways. And so in order to heal your mind, body, and spirit, you have to focus on those things. You can't just say, okay, I'm going to think it and it's going to work, right? You have to put the effort in. So I'm going to leave it at that, because this book is absolutely amazing. I absolutely love it. And there is a lot more of these stories that I want to read. And there is something that I'm going to leave you with. There's a Dr. John DeMartini says, and he puts on page 135 of this book, okay? He says, I always say that incurable means curable from within. So, I shall see you on the next video. The good Lord be willing, and if you can, grab one of these books. It's amazing. Namaste.